Welcome back to the Regula Falsi method. I hope you have gone through the previous video and the concept of Regula Falsi method is clear to you. So let's start the working method, which is just I have written the steps, otherwise nothing new. So let's say fx equal to 0 be the given equation which we have to solve. That means we have to find any one real root of this equation using Regula Falsi method. Now what was the first step which we discussed in previous video? That we try to find out any 2 points such that at one point value is greater than 0, other point value is less than 0. So once we are able to find out any 2 points, we say that real root lies between these 2 points only. So these 2 points we try to find with the interval of 1. That means 2 consecutive numbers like 2, 3, -2, 1, or there is no other value between these two. That mostly it is within the interval of 1 only. Once we are able to find out that, then we try to minimize that interval. As we had already discussed that why we try to do that. Suppose we have got these two values A and B, and answer is somewhere here. This is the real point at which we have to reach. Let's say this is C. So if this is the interval 1 and if we are able to reduce it to the interval of 0.1, say A dash and B dash, then this will be easier to reach to the exact solution. So that is why by the same method we try to reduce it to this value. That how we have to do this? By hit and trial method. This also we have to try to do that. Then we have to try to reduce it to this form. Now what that why it is necessary again, or how you should approach it. Say this solution may be closer to this point or may be closer to this point. Suppose this is closer to this point, this value is less than this value. So whoever is trying to find the solution from in the neighborhood of this point will reach to the solution earlier than this point. Or in simple words, you understand, one person is standing here, other person is standing here. This value is more than this value. That you can see by the length. So if they start walking towards this point, who will reach first? This person will reach first. So if we know that this point is closer to this point, we will start finding in this interval only. So that will make our task easier and faster. Okay. So how to decide that? That whether we should find in this interval or in this interval. Using that only, if we are able to find out, then we concise our interval to 0.1. Now what is the method? How to find it? If FB is, or I would say magnitude of FB is less than magnitude of FA. That means I am talking about numerical value only. We are not considering negative or positive sign here. So if this is less than this, then solution is closer to B. Okay. So that I have written, this is kind of rule, or this is mostly this property is applicable. So if FB is 14, FA is 19, then we have to start finding the solution in this neighborhood. If FB is 14, FA is 12, then solution will be in the neighborhood of A. So according to that only we start finding the solution. So by hit and trial method we start finding the value. Is it, say this is 14 for example, not value I am telling, or let's say x is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. So answer is between 2 and 3 only. So if I have to find the solution in the neighborhood of B, next point I should take B is equal to 3.1 or B is equal to 2.9. Which value you would try to test, or which value you will take as the new B? Which one you will take? Say both are at the interval of 0.1 only. Whether you should choose this or this. I am giving you time, you think and tell me. It is clear that solution is between 2 and 3. I am taking 3.1. I am taking somewhere here. That means this is not closer to the solution. This is closer to this is outside the range. So obviously this will be discarded. So we have to start taking 0.1 difference inside the interval. If solution is near to 2, then whether I should take 2.1 or 1.9, then I should take 2.1, because we have to search the answer inside the interval, not outside the interval. So that is second step. We start with taking the 0.1 difference and we reach to the closest interval. Now for this, once we are able to confine the interval of 0.1, then we know that now we have reached to the closest interval. Now we have to search for the solution. For that we use the formula x is equal to AFB minus BFA by FB minus FA. So I hope you have written these values, this property, which will help you later to understand it. Now this is the formula using which we have to try to find out the accurate value as much as possible. So if you want to know that how we have got this value, I am just giving you an hint. You can try and find out this formula. I am just giving you an hint here, as this is not required. In engineering mathematics, we don't derive the formulas, we just deal with the applications. That is why we don't do so. But here I would like to give you one hint. Say this is the function fx equal to 0. This was a, fa, this is a and this is fa. So point is a, fa, and this is b, fb. I cannot find this value, but if I draw the line joining these 2 points, can you find this value? How we can find this value? What are the coordinates for this value, this point? Do you know? This is A1. What are the y coordinate? 0. So if I write the equation of line joining these 2 points, what will be the equation? What is the equation of straight line? Or what is the slope? You can use any of the equation. Equation of straight line is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, x minus x1. If line is passing through 2 points, x1 y1 and x2 y2. So what are x1 y1 here? A, F, B. What is x2 y2? B, F, B. So y minus fa is equal to fb minus fa divided by a, or x2 is b, b minus a, x minus a. Now to find this point, what value should be 0? Y should be 0. So make y 0. And what is x? This point is a1. So put x equal to a1. You will get the value of a1. So in general, if I say, since it is varying, I have taken x. So keep x here, put y equal to 0. You will reach to this value. You simplify this value by putting y equal to 0. You will reach to this value. Okay. So that's how we have generalized this formula of this point. And suppose after every iteration you are going closer, so your point is shifting towards the actual. So if after 3 to 4 iterations, you will be as close as possible to the correct answer. So that is the main concept of Regula Falsi method. So I have given you the formula. Now let's start with the numerical value. So before that, you write this working method, because I have to rub it, I don't have place. While solving the question, you refer with each and every step. Okay. So pause the video and note it down.